Radio Engineering, Graphics and Design learners, welcome to this lesson. Of course, it's grade 10 and we're still doing the basics of geometrical construction. And again, you've seen from my previous lessons that we are building one concept on top of each other. That which you've learned on the previous page, you're most likely going to be applying in the next drawing. So again, this is different construction methods when we get to a triangle, a regular square, and we're also going to do a pentagon and a hexagon, different than in previous drawings. All right, so to get ourselves started, let's just warm ourselves up here. The first one, I'm sure all of you are able to draw for the given side, draw a regular triangle. Vir die gegewe sy teken 'n reëlmatige driehoek. Reëlmatig beteken al drie kante is ewe lank. So duidelik en uiteindelik vat jy 'n passer van jou. Jy sit hom op die basis en jy trek vir jou boog aan die een kant. Verander nie die afstand nie, tweede boog. Alright, so just in English, take that base, don't change the distance. You draw one arc, you flip it, draw a second arc. This then is your new point that you've determined, and now you can finish this first one. So maar baie maklik. Right, let's move on after this to the actual square. Okay, maak seker hy's mooi duidelik geteken, al die hoeke mooi bymekaar. Right, now we're going to move on to the square. You're going to use your 45-degree triangle, and you're going to start yourselves off with a construction line. All right. So if you don't have a drawing board, you just put your ruler on that line there. Using a 45-degree triangle, you are going to draw a construction line to this end. Slide that on. Also to the other side. Let me just move my clip there. Construction line to the other side. And all I need to do then is draw a perpendicular line on this corner where it meets. Same on this side, and they should, for all practical purposes, line up. And that is how you draw a square, knowing one of the bases. Okay, so ek gaan dit gou weer vir jou wys. 45 grade uit die een hoek uit, konstruksielyn, flip hom, weer 'n 45 grade, flip hom na 90 grade, uit die basis uit, loop reg op, waar hy daardie skynslyn raak, is jou een hoek, waar hy die ander skynslyn raak, is jou ander hoek. So dis die twee hoeke wat jy dan bepaal, daai twee punte daar, en dit verbind jy met mekaar. Happy or sad?
Happy.
Keeping up. Alright, we're heading into the 4 minutes, and I'd like to do the next two. This should have been straightforward for you. Let's move on now. And this one I need you to draw with me. Okay, it's a bit more complex. We're getting to a pentagon. Lekker man, 5 hoek. Okay, so om te teken, kom ons zoom hom lekker in pappie, dat jy nie kwaad is vir my nie. Jy mooi kan sien. Duidelik en uiteindelik. Alright, so dit 'n gegewe sy vir jou gegee, en jy moet 'n reëlmatige 5-kant konstrueer. For the given side, draw a regular pentagon. People, this is probably the method that you are going to use, I would say, every time. Because the other methods requires a lot of construction techniques. This is the simplest way to draw a pentagon. Alright, so they're going to give you the base, or the base will be known to you. Even if they don't give it to you, you can just draw it. Okay? Right, Ty. So what I'd like you to do is, on that base, just lengthen it for me a little bit to construction line. Okay, net 'n konstruksielyn, jy maak hom net vir my bietjie langer. Jy teken hom mooi saam met my. Asseblief my lief. Is nie nodig dat ons twee stry nie. Is nie nodig dat jy met my beklei nie. Ken jy daai liedjie? Nee. Alright, happy. Now, you are having to draw an angle at 72 degrees. 72 degrees. So look here. What you're going to do is take your protractor, make sure you place the center on the end of that line, line it up. That's why I did an extension on this construction line, because I want to be sure that I am lining this up 100%. Okay. Okay. And now it is from here that I count the 72. Okay. 72 grade. So if your protractor looks like mine, it is a bit on the one side, of course. If I start on this side, it goes 0 all the way to 180. If I start from this side, it goes from 0 to 100. So don't confuse yourself. Moet jy jouself nie die mekaar maak en daar 72. Jy begin by die 0. If you have a different compass, it's fine. So jy begin by die 0 en nou gaan ek 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 72, 72. Now you can make it on this one, on this side. You can also just make it on the opposite side if you want to. My eyes are too difficult to find that 72 on this side. But do you agree with me? Just on the other side, in line with that, it's also going to be 72. So 72 is hierdie hoek hier. Okay? En dan trek jy vir jou 'n konstruksielyn, asseblief. Okay, I'm going to repeat that in English for you. So you've lengthened the base. Take your protractor on that end there. Make sure it lines up perfectly. Alright? And then you measure from the 0, you measure 72 degrees. Okay? And write it here, 72 degrees. Alright? You make a dot, and then that point goes through that one. Happy or sad? Het hom. Kyk, so hy groen kolletjie ook vir ons daar. Dit was hier wat ek nou gemaak het. Now I'm going to do the same on the other side. Again 72 degrees. Okay. Line them up. When you're happy with it, you start this side, 0. Now you're going to go on the outside if you're using one of these. 72. Make a dot. Construction line. You track for mate. Okay, that's what we have at the moment. Okay. Who can guess what we're going to do now? Jy moet jy kan, want jy's nou die toekomstige ingenieurs van hierdie land. Okay, you're the future engineers of this land. How would you now finish this? You take your compass. Alright, let me zoom out a little bit for you to see clearly what I mean. Alright, you have got the base. Does the base length change for any of the sides? Verander jy die basis lengte? Nee. So look what I do. I take this, make a mark, make a mark. Ek gaan net daai bogies intrek. Dit is daai ene. Daai ene. Moet nou nie bekommerd wees omdat my groen en my geel so naby mekaar is. Dis maar net die grootte van my passer, my gradeboog. Those are the important arcs that you do. So it's the length of this base. Okay. Flip it. Same on the other side. Same radius. Draw that arc. Second radius. And now look what I have. I have these two they've already given to me. I've created a second one. There's another one. And there's the other one. And that then becomes the 5 corners of this pentagon. So now I can go and I draw it in. Which the method is the easiest one that you've learned up to now? The previous one. Not this one. Ah, no way. Yeah, man. All you have to remember with this one is 72 degrees. This corner. Okay, jy het hom. Enige vrae? Nothing that I need to repeat, yes.
If you're doing a test, they make you
No. You can, when you draw a pentagon, they won't specify. You can draw it any of the 3 methods that we've done. It's all up to you. I use this one every time because all I have to remember is 72 degrees. And that the distance stays the same. It honestly is, in my mind, the quickest and the easiest. Okay. All right, let's look at the hexagon now. That's on the side next to this one. All right, so for a hexagon, there's that baseline. There we go. All right, so using your 30-60 degree triangle, so this side is the 30, this side is the 60. They've given you a base that is known. Okay. All right, we're going to use our triangle, so we're going to place it, make sure you line it up with your ruler. Again, if you don't have, just make sure your ruler is parallel. All right, then at 60 degrees, a construction line. Flip it, 60 degrees, another construction line. All right, then through that middle that was determined, a line parallel. Okay, so we're going to just use our triangle. 60 degrees, flip it, another 60 degrees, where they meet, parallel line to the base. Then still 60 degrees from this corner up, flip it, so we're using the 60 degrees all the way through. Okay, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees. Flip it. 60, 60, 60. Only one that's different is that line parallel. And then the last one is this line. And they should all line up if you worked accurately. And now I can go and I can make it nice and dark. Okay, ek gaan nou vir jou herinner waar jy begin het met hierdie, net vir die wat my gemis het. So jy kan sien as jy met selfvertroue teken, met ander woorde, jy weet om hierdie te doen. Het jy ooit nodig om te dink? If you're drawing with confidence, you don't even have to think about this. All right? So they've given us a base. First things first, construction line, chip. Another construction line, chip. Flip it, construction line, chip, another one, chip, parallel to this base, a line going through, because that determines these 2 points, and then just continue, 60 degrees up, where it meets, flip it, where it meets 60. So we're using the 60 degree triangle all the time. It's getting bored, like it's not even difficult. All right. Right, that is how you do a hexagon and a pentagon, and of course the other few triangles and squares that we did earlier. Rightio, make sure you're able to do these with confidence. Now it's your turn. Cheers.